Okay, good morning, everyone. I call the November 25th, 2025 meeting of the DuPage County Board to order. A quorum of members is physically present. I will entertain a motion to permit those members. Second? All in favor? Aye. Okay, motion carries. Okay, I invite everyone to stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Member Dessart, will you please lead the pledge? To the flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. I now invite Pastor Tara Beth Leash from Good Shepherd Church in Naperville to lead us in the invocation.
Thank you so much for having me. In a season of gratitude and thanksgiving, I first want to begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude from one public leader to another for your selfless service in our community and in our county. I know that oftentimes it probably feels like your work is selfless and thankless and hard and working to the midnight hour. And so thank you for all that you do to make our community a better place. One of the first things that I do, actually the first thing that I do every single morning, oftentimes while it is still dark, is I begin in gratitude. We know so many studies tell us the power of gratitude. It can change one's mental health. It can change the stories that we tell ourselves, and it can even change the quality of our physical health and even quality of our relationships. And so taking time to pause, to be grateful for all the good gifts that have been provided to us is a powerful practice, and one that I want to invite you to join me in over these next couple of moments. And I want to invite you to please bow your heads in a posture of reverence. God of all gift, whom all things are given, a God that gives and gives and gives and gives again abundantly. You are not a God of scarcity. You are not a God that holds back. You are not a God that turns away, but instead one where the harvest is plentiful, where the daily bread and the living water is present. And so, God, we come before you with hearts of gratitude and thanksgiving. You are the God of love, of joy, of peace, of patience, of kindness, of goodness, of gentleness, of faithfulness, and self-control. That in you, these fruits are present in abundance. And so, God, I pray for every single public leader in this place today. I pray that you would bring them in alignment with the God of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. That in all that they do, they would be able to steward their gifts and mediate their gifts to make their communities and neighborhoods and cities a place that more reflects those kinds of fruits. A place that more reflects love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and gentleness and faithfulness and selflessness and self-control. And so, Lord, I pray, especially on the nights when it feels weary and tireless, would your abundant mercy empower and embolden and propel and impel them to continue the good work. And so, Lord, we open up our hearts to your abundance today, to receive your harvest, to receive your fruit, that we might be in alignment with you and mediate that goodness, so that in the end, a weary world would rejoice. Amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Pastor. We are very grateful for your words. And Deputy Clerk, please take the roll.
Member Cahill. Here. Member Childers. Yes. Member Covert.
Here.
Member Dessart. Here. Member Eckhoff. Here. Member Evans. Here. Member Galassi. Here. Member Garcia. Here. Member Heather. Here. Member Honig. Here. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Here. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Here. Member Schwarzy. Here. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Here.
And Member Zay.
Here.
Okay, we're going to start this meeting on a very good note. I'd like to invite Janelle Chadwick and Member Schwarzy to the podium. Okay, good morning. Okay. Oh, here we go. After this. Okay, good morning. As this is the week of Thanksgiving, it's appropriate that we should begin our meeting with gratitude for the excellence of the DuPage Care Center. And we are not alone. Janelle Chadwick, some of her staff, are here to acknowledge an important national recognition from U.S. News and World Report. I am thrilled to hear about this designation and announcement, and I'll let Janelle explain further.
Good morning. With us today are many of our leadership team, and the U.S. News and World Report provides accolades in relation to short-term population and long-term population, of which we have both. And you can meet the metrics for short stay, meet the metrics for long stay, or meet the metrics for both. And we have, for 2026, we have met the metrics for the U.S. News and World Report for both short and long-term stay. These are a lot of quality metrics, readmissions to the hospitals, falls, all those things that really are integral to providing a safe and comfortable environment for our residents. And I brought with us today, this is Mr. John Pasco. John is our president of the Resident Council. And we like to be very open and forthright with our residents. We have an executive council, and we talk about the challenges at the care center with our residents. They're a part, and they share their concerns, and we work collaboratively, I think. John, don't you? Yes. Okay. He's not forced to say that, but he will tell you, trust me, if he's not. But so I think our culture is one of continuous quality improvement. Your work is never done. You can be a 5-star facility and you still have to work just as hard. So the team really understands identifying an issue, measuring an issue, identifying possible solutions, implementing possible solutions, and then measuring. And you do that process over and over and over again. It's never done. You might have a great accolade. You might get to put your feet up on your desk for about 10 seconds, but then you got something else that you got to start focusing on. And in healthcare, that's just how it is. And the team here has that mindset, and the team here drives that culture. And that's why we're successful, and that's why we achieve these accolades. Annabelle, do you want to say anything? No, I didn't.
You know, care of the aged is an issue that many of us have been facing, or if you haven't faced it yet, sometimes you don't even think about it. People, gratefully people are living longer, our parents are living longer, our grandparents are living longer, and to be able to take care of them is a growing difficulty. And having a place like the DuPage Care Center with Janelle, you and all your staff, knowing that you're going to have a comfort place where they're going to be taken care of, where not only are they going to be taken care of, but they're going to enjoy themselves. They're going to make friends there. So we are very, very grateful to have you and all your staff do everything you do, and congratulations.
Okay, we're going to go back to public comment. So on the matter of public comment, according to our county board rules, members of the public shall be afforded time to address the board. Individual remarks shall not receive 3 minutes each. Our speaker is
Jim McGuire.
Fair Association. Just want to give
Jim. Okay, good.
Just want to give a quick report of the 2025 year at the fairgrounds. DuPage County Fair Association had another very active year on the grounds. Over 90 unique events and well over 200 visitors to the fairgrounds. We were also fortunate to be part of IAFE Economic Impact Study, which I've given everybody a copy. I invite you to take a look at it. It's good information. We're excited and honored to be part of an industry that drives $52 billion in economic impact and generates $17.6 billion in wages across our country. A little bit more locally, we brought back the Chicago Highland Games this year for the second year in a row. Beth Marchetti of DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau did an economic impact on that event, estimated $2.7 million of economic impact to our community through that one event. And that event keeps growing. Next year's event will be larger. We have the Invieri pipe band coming from Scotland, #1 pipe band in the world, will be on grounds. And they're going to expand off of our grounds. They're actually going to have a concert downtown Naperville at Pfeiffer Hall, North Central College. So expanding the footprint of the event, getting bigger and more impact. Another spin-off of the Highland Games is an international Scottish dance competition. International, people coming from all over the world to DuPage in February. That event will follow a statewide archery tournament, a national archery tournament that's also on the ground. So February is going to be busy, lots of people, new visitors coming to the county, and a lot of new hotel stays. Another event that we've had for many years at the grounds, that's kind of a quiet one that I just want to make people aware of, ACE Foundation, golf outing. It's a cool event. Last year, they raised money for the Children's Miracle Network. We're honored to be a part of that and help support it. Last year, they did $1.4 million that they raised for that one-day event. They also generate between 400 to 500 hotel stays for that event and a direct spend to local area golf courses of $247,000 for that one-day event. So again, nice economic impact, making impact in the community. Coming up in December, another impact we have on the grounds, we will be supporting People's Resource, Share the Spirit, Abundant Youth and Family Services, Christmas Sharing, and Warrenville Wheaton Christmas Sharing Programs. We've been doing this for many years, and new this year, Loaves and Fishes will also be doing a food drive on the grounds. Those are just some of the small of the 90-plus events. I invite all of you to come over and meet with us, learn from us what we do year-round, all the different activities that take place on the grounds. And we are very thankful for the opportunity to serve the community. We are proud of the support we provide to many really great events that bring opportunity and enjoyment to the community. We ask for your support as we make some big transitions on the grounds. We want to continue the 72-year tradition of being the place where community gathers. We rely on your partnership and appreciate your help. And we wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving and a great holiday. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay. If the board has received public comment by our online portal, per board policy, those comments were provided to members yesterday so they could be reviewed. Comments submitted electronically will be included in the meetings of this minute. Today is an important day on our calendar as the budget resolution is on the agenda. Thanks to each of you and all of the elected officials who have worked with staff as we have deliberated on the many issues and priorities that budget making brings to the table. Of course, we are fortunate. DuPage County is in an exceedingly strong financial position. Our debt levels are very low. The budget you will consider today is balanced and makes important investments in our community. As you've heard me say many times, we can be fiscally responsible and take care of people. This spending plan reflects our values. It also makes critical infrastructure investments, which will take the pressure off upcoming budgets to keep our county's programs sustainable. Our careful planning will allow the county to provide an outstanding level of service to our community while building a strong financial foundation for the future. We do all this keeping our property tax flat at about 2% of the average homeowner's tax bill. I ask for your support of this budget. I am proud of the work this board and our staff have done. They always put the people of DuPage County first. Speaking of our staff, I would like to ask the board's support on a matter directly related to our county's workers. December 26th falls on a Friday this year. At our next county board meeting, I would like the board to consider my request to amend the 2025 holiday schedule, making the day after Christmas, December 26, 2025, a holiday for all of our employees. That resolution will be on the December 9th meeting agenda. Finally, to our outstanding staff, especially those who will report to work over the Thanksgiving weekend, please know we are grateful for you. I wish you all a happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday. Okay. We are going to move on to the consent items. I seek a motion to approve the consent agenda items. Okay, 25-2869 DuPage County Board regular meeting minutes, Tuesday, November 12th, 2025. 25-2759 11-7 2025 pay list. 25-2760 11-7 2025 auto debit pay list. 25-2819 11-14 2025 pay list. 25-2821 11-14 2025 auto debit pay list. 25-2841 11-18 2025 pay list. 25-2809 County Recorder Monthly Revenue Statement, October 2025. 25-2844 change orders to various contracts as specified in the attached packet. All in favor? Okay, we'll move on to County Board and Vice Chair Childress.
Chair, I would like to take the next item. Let me move over to it so I can find it. And throw that over to Member Cahill.
Member Cahill. Thank you, Member Childress. I move for approval on CBR 0082-25, resolution censuring DuPage County Clerk Jean Kazmarek.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Do we have comments? Member Cahill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Today, I introduce a resolution to censure DuPage County Clerk Jean Kazmarek. I do not take this step lightly. We are public servants called upon to do our duty, and each of us has taken an oath to uphold the law. Our responsibility is to protect the welfare of our neighbors and fellow DuPage citizens by managing their tax dollars responsibly. As the funding arm of county government, we have promised to use that authority with integrity and care. Clerk Jean Kazmarek has violated that trust. She refuses to comply with established accounting systems designed to safeguard taxpayer funds. She has deliberately obstructed lawful oversight, disregarded state mandates governing public bidding, which has caused an investigation by the Illinois Attorney General's office. Clerk Kazmarek refuses any appropriate fiscal transparency. As a certified public accountant in Illinois for more than 35 years, I have a professional and ethical obligation to speak out in the face of such violations. We as a board have repeatedly requested and then demanded that Clerk Kazmarek comply with the law. Her continued defiance and unlawful refusals have compelled our state's attorney to file suit against her to force compliance. That lawsuit alone has already cost taxpayers $200,000 and will continue to grow. The excessive amount of staff time spent on all the clerk's issues is immeasurable and is causing a strain. No one is above the law. It is our obligation to stand up and defend the taxpayers. A censure is a formal statement of disapproval by this governing body. It does not impose penalties, but it does send a clear message. Clerk Kazmarik's conduct is unacceptable, and that we, who are ultimately responsible for the prudent stewardship of our neighbors' tax dollars, take a stand and make it clear that violating the rules and conventions of transparency and responsible fiscal management is unacceptable in our system. I urge a yes vote on this important matter.
Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As I said at our meeting recently, I'm in my 15th year of serving on elected boards, and today is the first time I will be voting in favor of a censure, and I certainly hope it will be the last. Because one of the main reasons that I've run and that I've told my constituents that I run is because I believe that good government is possible. And everything that we have seen from the clerk in the recent past, the last couple of years, completely flies in the face of that ideal. And all of us here on this board, I believe, want good government. And what we are seeing here has been inexplicable and calls for this censure. And I appreciate Member Cahill bringing this motion forward. Thank you.
Member Garcia.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. This is a very hard day. I've had a relationship with the clerk for years, but I'm reading over, and I almost wish that Member Cahill had read the whole censure, because I think it's got fantastic words in it.
I'll do it.
So I may ask her to do that. But there are one points that are really sticking out to me. It says, whereas Clerk Jean Kazmarek has repeatedly failed to follow standard county budgeting practices, including submitting a timely and responsible budget proposal for her office, and she has declined or refused to meet with finance staff to discuss her office's finances, undermining the collaborative budgeting process and impeding the effective financial planning for the county as a whole. I am seeing the result of that lack of collaboration on our finance staff, and I just cannot stay quiet about it anymore. This is not fair to the staff. It's probably not fair to our own staff. I don't know. I'm just saying this is just a pattern that needs to be stopped. I know this won't do anything per se, but I think this is a loud way of us saying on the county board that we are no longer going to tolerate this and something has to change. Thank you.
Member Glassy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I want to thank Member Cahill for bringing this censure forward. I strongly support this censure because the taxpayers of DuPage County deserve better, far better, than what they have received from the elected county clerk. Transparency is non-negotiable, following the law is non-negotiable, and showing up to do your job is the absolute minimum expected of any elected official. Yet this clerk has repeatedly refused to cooperate with oversight, ignored statutory requirements, and obstructed basic financial accountability. Her actions have already cost DuPage County taxpayers over $160,000 in legal fees, and that number will only continue to rise because of ongoing lawsuits created by her unwillingness to simply follow the law. We have begged for cooperation for months. We have asked for documents, contracts, invoices, and transparency. We've received nothing. We have asked to follow the county's accounting policies. She didn't, which resulted in a management comment in our otherwise clean audit. The only time the clerk chose to show up to a board meeting was when her office wanted more money. To make matters worse, the clerk has not submitted a single functional budget during my entire time on the board. This is not just irresponsible, it is a fundamental failure to perform the duties of her office. This behavior is completely and totally unacceptable. The residents of DuPage County deserve elected officials who show up, tell the truth, follow the law, and put taxpayers first, not officials who hide from oversight and cost our residents hundreds and thousands of dollars. Supporting this censure is not only appropriate, it is necessary to protect fiscal responsibility and restore trust in our county government. Thank you.
Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, this is a sad day for DuPage County. I've been on the board a long time. I've never had to do this. No elected official takes pleasure in doing what we're doing today. But this has been going on for over 4 years. During that time, we've had the state's attorney's office give us opinions, the attorney general of the state of Illinois. We've had state law change signed by the governor, and we've had the judicial weigh in on this. We've had all three branches of government weighing in on the clerk and her behavior, and they all have been against what she's doing. My colleagues have put it very well what's been going on. We have spent hundreds of thousands of taxpayers' dollars on this, not to mention the thousands of hours on our staff hours that we've been doing this. Again, we need to send a clear message, and nobody wants to do this, but there has been no working with this clerk over 4 years. We've been asking for her to come. We don't come. When the only time they come to the meeting is when they're asking for additional funds and then give us no additional information or anything that we need to do our job as county board members. We're responsible to the taxpayers of this county. And unfortunately, this censure is one way of doing that, and that this needs to be done today. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will be voting to abstain on this one, and my reason for that vote is we've come here and we talk about a lot about protecting the voters, and we're talking about a couple $100,000, which is a lot of money. But we also dropped $11 million in our tort reform without blinking an eye. Never blinked an eye about it, just did it. No censure, no anything in that area. Also, the clerk, by doing this, we're saying to the voters of DuPage County, you're not intelligent enough to figure this out. This is a political resolution. And not 2 or 3 weeks ago, we voted, which I firmly stand by then and I stand by now, that we respect due process. And I respect our state's attorney's office to know that they have some of the finest legal minds in this state. And they will put forth a case, whether she wins or whether she loses. I respect our state's attorney's office enough to know that they will put together the facts of the case and either win the case or lose the case. But we're here to respect due process. And just because we don't like what the clerk has done doesn't give us the ability to just wipe out her due process. We voted as a group, as a board, that we will respect due process. Now, there were some that wouldn't vote and ran out. They just didn't vote at all when you put that resolution forward. And now we're saying, oh, the vote that we had to respect due process, we don't have to do that anymore because it's the clerk's office. Now, did the clerk do things that I wouldn't have done? Probably so. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, an elected official may do that I don't have the right to go in and say, you're going to do it this way or that way. We're going to respect, at least in my world, we're going to respect due process as put forth by our county chair in her resolution. And we're going to respect the office of the state's attorney to put forth a proper case. No matter what that costs, it's still her process, it's her right to do so. And because of that, we should respect that. And because of that, I can't vote for a yes vote on this until the process has been carried out. Thank you.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to build on what my fellow board member was just saying about support. I respect due process. I think everyone on this board respects due process, but I also respect process. We have processes here, accounting procedures that everyone has to follow. So if I see one of my kids trying to take something that doesn't belong to them, I'm not going to wait for the police to catch them and charge them and follow that due process. I'm going to tell them, don't do that. You know, there's a process here. You're not supposed to take things that don't belong to you. You're not supposed to spend money you don't have. So I just want to say that we still have respect for the process in addition to due process. And as far as the $11 million in tort liability, that's neither here nor there. That really was kind of a maybe a distraction in my mind, and we really don't need to bring that into this conversation. I really want to thank Member Cahill for bringing together this censure. I agree with every single part of that, and it is unfortunate that, you know, until the voters tell us otherwise, Jean Kazmarek is our clerk. There is no recall procedure in the state of Illinois. A lot of my friends have asked, why can't we just recall her? Well, there isn't anything in the state of Illinois. So we have to keep trying to work with the clerk's office. We've been trying to work with the clerk's office. This is kind of our last resort, sending a message to the voters that, or just to the residents of DuPage County, whether you vote or not, that we cannot tolerate this kind of behavior, and this is a waste of taxpayer dollars. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Member Dessart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, whether we agree or disagree with each other on any issue, I respect your opinions, but we each have to put our heads on our pillows at night. A censure resolution expresses no confidence or condemnation. It is a resolution that is not legally binding. It does not carry any formal punishment like impeachment. It's just drama, a political show. And this body is so rabid against the clerk, I have no doubt that you would impeach her if you could, but you can't. Censures are primarily used to signal political disagreement, and it is my belief that this is exactly what's going on here. This outrage is nothing but political theater. This body has already sued the clerk. Why don't we wait to see what a judge determines before we take the law into our own hands and declare amongst ourselves that the clerk is breaking the law? While a censure does not remove a member from office, it is a formal reprimand from their peers. And I have to ask, a reprimand for what? Because you don't like the way in which she runs her office? A reprimand because you don't approve of the way in which she submits her budget? A reprimand for not attending meetings? When the clerk was here earlier this month, not one of you asked a single question. She made her presentation, you made her sit, and then slammed her presentation without asking a question or for any clarification. Why isn't the clerk at our board meetings, you cry? Then when she is here, you don't have a single question, you just want to berate her to her face. A reprimand for not attending meetings? Does Sheriff Mendrick attend every meeting? Does the state's attorney? Does the treasurer or the recorder? It may surprise you to learn that of Illinois' 102 counties, the larger counties do not send their clerk to board meetings. Most county clerks, like ours, have more important managerial commitments separate from vote tallies. Vote tallies at board meetings are often taken by administrative staff at counties across the state. And if you have questions for the clerk, have any of you picked up the phone to call her? You haven't. Have any of you gone down to the first floor to meet with her? Only Member Martinez has. A reprimand, because a year ago she gave raises to her staff, and now the continued clutching of pearls, oh, we can't trust the clerk with money, she might gasp, give her staff equity raises. This is hypocrisy. This board has given raises in every department and every office throughout the county over the past 2 years. Why is it different? Oh, because it's Jean's office. In just 4 months, between June 1st and October 1st, the sheriff's office has given out $609,000 in raises. The state's attorney's office has distributed $534,000 in raises. Equity raises have been given across the county campus. Are the clerk's employees who barely make enough to live in DuPage County not entitled to a living wage? Maybe it's a reprimand because the clerk's office came to this board last meeting and requested an additional $268,000 to meet fiscal year 2025 obligations when she was given 25% less than she requested in her 2025 budget. She began the year behind the 8 ball because of this board's vote. And for fiscal year 2026, with an important midterm election on the horizon, this board wants to give the clerk's office 28.4% less than what she requested. That's almost a third less than it takes to run her office. This board is setting the clerk's office up to fail by underfunding the office. It's politics, it's unnecessary, and it's going to hurt not this board, but the voters in DuPage County. Watching this demonizing of a respected elected official in our county has been like watching Lord of the Flies. In case you're unfamiliar, the story is that of a plane crash after which stranded boys on an uninhabited island descend from a society with democratic order into savagery and chaos as they struggle for power. I feel like that's happening on this board floor every time we mention the clerk. A perhaps mistaken paperwork has led to this board taking the clerk's office to court and wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxpayer money. Oh, and for those who accuse Jean's office of wasting taxpayer dollars, this board sued her. We left her no choice but to defend herself in court. When we sued her, what was she supposed to do? So you sued the clerk's office, then you investigated bringing up criminal charges, and now you want to censure her. How about this? How about we sit back, take a deep breath, and let the courts do their job? Excuse me, I have the floor right now. How about this? How about we sit back, take a deep breath, and let the courts do their job? It's called due process, and every American is entitled to due process, especially when they are the ones who have been attacked repeatedly and very publicly. Don't sit here and engage in this political pylon, slandering a good person's name. Let the courts do their job. Thank you.
Okay. This is a very sad day. Do you want to add something?
I have a question. I really feel that the details in the resolution are pertinent. Do we need to read those?
Sure. I think it's...
I mean, Chair Garcia asked me about
that's
that.
if you'd like to read them, that's fine, and then I have a comment.
It's kind of long, and I wasn't planning on reading them, but based on some prior comments, I think it
was a very lengthy comment.
I think it's very important to read what this particular resolution censuring DuPage County Clerk Jean Kazmarek says.
Okay, please do.
Whereas the DuPage County Board is entrusted with upholding fiscal responsibility and transparency on behalf of nearly 1 million residents. And whereas, as every elected official has a duty to act as a responsible steward of taxpayer dollars, follow the law, and cooperate fully with oversight authorities to preserve public trust. And whereas, DuPage County Clerk Jean Kazmarek has willfully refused to comply with the county board's established system of accounting, obstructed lawful financial oversight, and violated state mandates governing public bidding and fiscal transparency. And whereas under 55 ILC 55-1022, all countywide elected officials with control of internal operations, which includes the DuPage County Clerk, must publicly solicit competitive bids for contracts greater than $30,000 to ensure taxpayer dollars are spent efficiently and to secure the greatest possible value from the lowest responsible bidder as a safeguard against favoritism and abuse of discretion. And whereas under 55 ILCS 531005, the DuPage County Auditor is explicitly charged with maintaining a complete and accurate record of all contracts entered by the county board and its authorized officers, ensuring transparency and legal compliance in the expenditure of public funds. Whereas the Illinois Attorney General has affirmed that the auditor's authority extends to auditing and reviewing the operating expenses of the county clerk. And whereas, despite multiple formal requests, the DuPage County Auditor has not received essential financial documentation, including contracts and invoices for certain goods and services procured by the clerk's office, obstructing lawful oversight and violating basic standards of public accountability. Whereas Clerk Jean Kazmarik's persistent defiance of the DuPage County Auditor's lawful requests for documentations has impeded the auditor's ability to perform his statutory duties and has disrupted county operations. Whereas, as a direct result of Clerk Jean Kazmarik's continued refusals to comply, vendors serving her office have gone unpaid or experienced significant delays in payment, jeopardizing the county's credibility with service providers and exposing taxpayers to financial risk. And whereas the DuPage County State's Attorney has compelled to initiate litigation against Clerk Jean Kazmarik, resulting in the accumulation of nearly $200,000 in legal fees borne by taxpayers solely for her refusal to follow the law. Whereas these fees continue to grow while Clerk Jean Kazmarik remains non-compliant, showing a blatant disregard for fiscal prudence and state statute. Whereas Clerk Jean Kazmarik has repeatedly failed to follow standard county budgeting practices, including submitting a timely and responsible budget proposal for her office, and she has declined or refused to meet with finance staff to discuss her office's finances, undermining the collaborative budgeting process and impeding effective financial planning for the county as a whole. And whereas Jean Kazmarik recently acknowledged a significant shortfall in her office's fiscal year 2025 budget that will result in her office running out of funds, while Clerk Jean Kazmarik authorized hundreds of thousands of dollars in unbudgeted salary increases, forcing the board to confront the consequences of her reckless financial management. And whereas Clerk Jean Kazmarik's actions have pushed her office to the brink of exhausting its budget for critical operating needs, and whereas for years county board members have publicly raised alarms about Clerk Kazmarik's procurement processes for election-related equipment, and whereas this pattern of financial mismanagement, refusal to follow established procedures, and disregard for basic planning has now moved beyond internal dysfunction, whereas Clerk Jean Kazmarik is placing personal abstinence above public duty, and her continued conduct reflects not a single mistake, but an ongoing pattern of negligence, defiance, and poor judgment that has wasted taxpayer dollars, damaged the county's reputation, and undermined public trust in county government. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the DuPage County Board does hereby formally and publicly censure DuPage County Clerk Jean Kazmarik for her refusal to comply with county fiscal policies, her disregard of Illinois competitive bidding laws, her obstruction of lawful oversight, and her reckless mismanagement of the clerk's office, all of which have disrupted county operations, wasted taxpayer dollars, and brought discredit to the office of the clerk and DuPage County. Be it further resolved that the DuPage County Board directs the county clerk to record this censure resolution in the official minutes in the DuPage County Board meeting in a full without alteration.
Member Eckhoff.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just briefly, because there's so many comments I could comment on, but due process is usually thought of as a legal principle, but I think it also applies here when we've given the clerk numerous chances over the years to try and bring their office into compliance with what we request of all other elected officials. So I think she's received more than enough due process here. There was some discussion about raises by the state's attorney and the sheriff's office. As the sheriff's office and the state's attorney have come and told us over the years, they are having a hard time finding people to fill slots in their office. That's why they had to raise their salaries. Conversely, the clerk last year, the day after we passed the budget, gave out bonuses which were 20-25% of what the salary was of a person, which those are outrageous types of bonuses. So I think it's, and I'm not not going to beat the dead horse, but when somebody said the voters are smart enough to figure it out. Well, the voters get smart by listening to us, by listening to what we do and what we say and how we act. Hopefully it'll get actually covered by the Daily Herald or the Trib or BBM or somebody, but a lot of stuff in this down here doesn't get covered by them, but hopefully this one will, because that's what we do. It's not just a matter of campaigning and going out and telling people what we think or being invited to the Rotary Club and telling them what we think. Hopefully they recognize what we do here and will understand, even if they don't agree with it, why we did it and what we do. And I have one other question for the state's attorney. If there's an abstention, does that get counted with a majority? Does not? Thank you.
Member Ozog.
A year, pardon me, this past February, I went down to the clerk's office just a few months ago, 10 months ago, and I looked at her and said, "What are you doing?" And she absolutely did not answer me, just sat there, okay? And maybe I couldn't get an answer as a county board member, but I certainly deserved an answer as a constituent, because this has cost the county money, et cetera. The other issue, too, though, is that when I think back, she couldn't respond to me because I'm under a lawsuit that she has filed against me as a county board member. So talking to the clerk about any of this has really been precluded by all of this legal action that has been taken against us, et cetera, all because we wanted her to do her job in the way that is an accepted format. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're doing our jobs, and she hasn't done hers. And that's why I'm going to be, but I had tried to talk to her. Thank you.
Okay. I also spoke with the clerk many times before we got to a point where she stopped talking to me and directly would communicate through email. All of those correspondence would, at the same time it was sent to me and the board, was sent to the press. This is a very difficult day for all of us. As many of you know, I've had to make some pretty tough decisions in my career. And many times, it's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about what's right or what's wrong. I took a very tough vote a few years ago, many of you are familiar with. I stood by that. My reason for that was simply because it was harming an entire party, an entire state. We have gone through so much in the past several years, jumping through hoops, and I hate to quote Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I'm going to. Truly, I go to bed every night asking, what is it they're trying and fighting so hard to hide? I don't understand. But now, my Irish has hit an incredible boiling point. We have a clerk's office who will not sit down with our finance department or our finance committee, but today has given numbers that they have never given to our finance department to a member of this board who has not done her due diligence to even know if any of it is fair or not, to try to bring an amendment to our budget. I'm sorry, this is the ultimate insult. And while I have the luxury of sitting in this seat and not having to vote on this incredibly difficult decision for somebody in my own party, I wanted to be known that if I did, my vote would be yes. Been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Cahill.
Aye.
Member Childress. Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
And Member Zay.
Aye.
Okay, we have 15 yeses, we have 1 nay, and we have 1 abstain. The censure has been passed. And I don't know why, but right now I feel so emotional, I think I could cry. Okay, thank you for that moment. I'm going to, let's see, County Board Childress. We're going to take a 5-minute break. Okay, thank you for that indulgence. We will move on to Finance and Member Deacon Garcia.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. I just wanted to give a little summary for those who didn't watch the finance meeting today. There was a discussion regarding a request from the clerk's office for $268,159. That was the same request that they did 2 weeks ago on November 12th. There was no discussion with our finance staff or with anyone in the time between the 12th and today, the 25th. So the vote basically stayed the same. I think there was one more maybe vote for it, and so it was denied. And so I think that people, if they're interested in that, need to go back to the Finance Committee and watch that for more information. Moving on to the agenda for today. I make a motion to approve FIR 019325, acceptance appropriation of the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, Program Year 26 State Supplemental Funds Intergovernmental Agreement Number 26071071006. This is in the amount of $148,128.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Cahill. Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. And Member Galassi.
Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 019525, acceptance and appropriation of the DuPage Animal Friends Unrestricted Grant, Program Year 26. This is in the amount of $50,000.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 019625, acceptance and appropriation of the DuPage Animal Friends Marketing Coordinator Grant, Program Year 26, in the amount of $100,000 for animal services.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 019725, acceptance and appropriation of the Sustained Traffic Enforcement Program, Program Year 26. This is in the amount of $39,294 for the Sheriff's Office.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 019825, acceptance and appropriation of interest earned on investment for the DuPage Animal Friends. This is for the amount of $24.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 019925, approval of an agreement between the County of DuPage and DuPage Pads for additional sheltering capacity and services in the amount of $342,090 out of ARPA interest.
Okay, again, our good work continues. Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 020025, approval of an agreement between the County of DuPage and the Community House for community engagement services in the amount of $25,000 from ARPA interest.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 020125, budget transfers 1125 to 2025, various companies and accounting units.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 020225, additional appropriation for the Coroner's Fee Fund. This is the amount of $20,500 from the Coroner's Office.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 020325, additional appropriation for the General Fund. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
Yes, this is what I talked about in my opening thing. Sorry, this failed. This is pulled. Apologize for that. I make a motion to approve FIR 020425, amendment to resolution FIR 016325, renewal of group insurance programs for human resources.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIP 002425, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to ODP Business Solutions for the purchase of office supplies for the various county departments for the period of December 1, 2025 through December 30th, 2026 for a contract amount not to exceed $259,842.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIP 002525, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Amazon Capital Services for the purchase of office supplies and miscellaneous items for various county departments for the period of December 1, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract amount not to exceed $855,262.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIP 002625, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Aloha Print Group for on-demand printing services for various county departments for the period of December 1, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $95,905.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIP 002725, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Physicians Record Company for printed carbonless forms for various county departments for the period of December 1, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $31,000.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIP 002825, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Titan Image Group for printed business envelopes for various county departments for the period of December 1, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $81,280.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIP 002925, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Trintech Inc. for automated bank account reconciliation software for the Treasurer's Office for the period of November 25th, 2025 through November 24th, 2028 for the contract total amount not to exceed $115,477.13.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIP 003025, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Federal Express to provide express mail services for various county departments for the period of December 1, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract amount not to exceed $39,600.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIP 003125, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Midland Paper to provide copy and bond paper for the mailroom for the period of December 1, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract amount not to exceed $147,645.40.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIP 003225, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Printing Supplies USA LLC to provide toner cartridges for various county departments for the period of December 1, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract amount not to exceed $47,700.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia. Thank you, Member Garcia. Okay, now to the budget resolution and ordinances. Member Garcia.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve FIO 000225, DuPage County 2025 tax levies for fiscal year 2026.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Heather. Yes. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Cahill. Member Childers. Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. And Member Galassi.
Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIO 000325, County of DuPage Century Hill Lighting Fund 2025 tax levy for fiscal year 2026.
Okay.
Okay. I move on ordinance FIO 000425. This is for the annual appropriation ordinance for the County of DuPage, State of Illinois for the fiscal period beginning December 1, 2025 and ending November 30th, 2026. But then I'm going to move to amend. So I move to amend ordinance FIO 000425 to incorporate the changes outlined in the spreadsheet at everyone's seat titled Fiscal Year 2026 Proposed Changes to Finance Committee Recommended Budget. And I'm going to read what those changes are. In Animal Services in the General Fund, 1100, we're having building improvements. Proposed adjustments is $300,000. In the Circuit Court Clerk Operations and Administration, the general fund is $1,400. It is for IT equipment, small value. The finance proposed $225,000. The proposed adjustment is $70,000. That gives a total of $295,000. This is for new backup and storage. For the Circuit Court Clerk Operations and Administration, this is for $1,400. The Information Technology Services, the finance proposed $679,416. The proposed adjustments are $170,000. That brings a new total to $849,416. That again is for implementation, migration, cloud backup, and storage. For Circuit Court General Fund of $1,400. This is for the Circuit Court Clerk Operations Administration for repair and maintenance of other equipment. Finance proposed $145,850. Proposed adjustments is $150,000. That's for maintenance for new hardware. For the Circuit Court Clerk, $1,400. This is for software licenses. The finance proposed $120,500. Proposed adjustments are $30,000. So the new total is $150,500. And that's for QE, DD, BHC, and other iSeries software and backup software. For the Circuit Court Clerk Operations and Administration, again, $1,400 for subscription IT arrangements. The finance proposed $218,700. The proposed adjustments are for $75,000. That will give a new total of $293,700. That's for Azure hosted applications. And for Circuit Court Clerk Operations and Administrations of General Fund of $1,400. This is for IT equipment. The finance proposed nothing in that, but they have a proposed adjustment of $300,000, so that gives you a new total of $300,000 for the IBM Power System and SAN storage. And for the County Infrastructure Fund, $6,000 for Vehicle Replacement General Fund, Automotive Equipment, SAO Children. This is for State's Attorney's Office. For finance proposed $80,000. Proposed adjustment is $33,150. That gives $113,150 purchase of a 2026 Ford Escape. So the new budget total is $661,460 and $728.
Okay. Seconded by Member Heather. All in favor?
Aye. Okay.
Member Garcia.
Okay, I make a motion to approve FIO 000525.
No, we have to go back and approve
sorry.
as
okay,
amended.
I move on ordinance, FIO 000425 as amended.
Second.
Okay.
Most favorable.
Okay. Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Okay, now moving on. Okay, I make a motion to approve FIO 000525 annual appropriation ordinance for Police Records Management Systems Operation Fund of the County of DuPage, State of Illinois, for the fiscal period beginning December 1, 2025 and ending November 30th, 2026.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 016625 authorization to transfer funds to the taxable general obligation bonds, alternate revenue source, recovery zone economic development bonds. This is in the amount of $7,992,340.
Second, most favorable.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 016725 appropriation for the limited tax general obligation refunding bonds series 2016 debt service fund. This is for fiscal year 2026 for $3,611,755.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 016825 appropriation for the general obligation debt certificates. This is for the accounting unit 720 for the fiscal year 2026 for $683,450.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 016925 appropriation for the general obligation limited tax certificates of indebtedness. This is for fiscal year 2026 for $142,460.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 017025 appropriation for the Special Service Area Number 35 Lakes of Royce Renaissance Unlimited Ad Valorem tax bonds. This is for fiscal year 2026 for the total amount of $327,220.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 017125, appropriation for the Special Service Area Number 37. This is for fiscal year 2025 for $94,453.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 017225, authorization to transfer funds from the General Fund to Tort Liability Fund for fiscal year 2026 up to, but not to exceed, $500,000.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Member
Make a motion to approve FIR 017325, authorization to transfer funds from the General Fund to DuPage Sustainability Initiative Fund for the fiscal year 2026 up to, but not to exceed, $1 million.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Make a motion to approve FIR 017425, authorization to transfer funds from the General Fund to DuPage Care Center Fund for fiscal year of 2026 for up to, but not to exceed, $3,100,000.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 017525, authorization to transfer funds from the General Fund to the Stormwater Management Fund for fiscal year 2026 up to, but not to exceed, $3,057,110.
Leave is granted. Oh. Thank you. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 017625, authorization to transfer funds from the General Fund to County Infrastructure Fund for fiscal year 2026 up to, but not to exceed, $1 million.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Okay, this one I'm going to have an amendment to. I motion to approve FIR 017725. This is the approval of the fiscal year 2026 head count. I have an amendment, though. It's okay. I move to amend Resolution FIR 017725 to increase the head count for the coroner from 16 to 17.
Is there a second? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Member Garcia.
I move to approve FIR 017725 as amended.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Garcia.
There we go. Okay. Okay, I make a motion to approve FIR 017825, compensation structure wage adjustment guidelines.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIO 000625, 2026 tax levies for Board of Health Operations, Board of Health Municipal Retirement, and Board of Health Social Security for fiscal year 2026.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIO 000725, annual appropriation ordinance for the Board of Health Operations, Board of Health Municipal Retirement, and Board of Health Social Security Fund of the County of DuPage for the fiscal period beginning December 1, 2025 and ending November 30th, 2026.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIO 000825, annual appropriation ordinance for the Emergency Telephone System Board of the County of DuPage, State of Illinois for the period beginning December 1, 2025 and ending November 30th, 2026.
Leave is granted. Oh, Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 017925, authorization to transfer funds from the General Fund to the Veterans Assistance Commission to the fiscal year 2026 up to, but not to exceed, $864,009.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIO 000925, annual appropriation ordinance for the Veterans Assistance Commission, State of Illinois, for the period beginning December 1, 2025 and ending November 30th, 2026.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
And I make a motion to approve 25-2554, approval of the fiscal year 2026 financial plan. You can view the financial plan by visiting our website.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Garcia. Have a glass of water. Okay, Animal Services and Member Kajewski.
No report, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Development and Member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 49-25, zoning 2559, to approve a variation to allow a recreational vehicle, a vintage Airstream RV, which is currently in front of the front wall. This was denied by the zoning hearing officer as well as the development committee. If the board seeks to approve this, it will require a 3/4 vote.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Tornatori.
No.
Member Yu.
No.
Member Zay.
No.
Member Cahill. Member Childress? No. Member Covert?
No.
Member Desart? No. Member Eckhoff? No. Member Evans? No. Member Galassi? No. Member Garcia? No. Member Heather? No. Member Honig? No. Member Krajewski?
No.
Member LaPlante? No. Member Martinez? Member Ozog? No. And Member Schwarzy?
Member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DC 050-25, zoning 2560, to approve a variation for a recreational apparatus in front of a house in DuPage County. Zoning hearing officer denied it. Development committee voted to approve it. This is in fact a basketball hoop. Will require a 3/4 vote
Okay.
to
It's
approve.
been moved and seconded, hasn't it? Second, first, okay. Roll call, please.
Member Tonatori?
Aye.
Member Yu?
Aye.
Member Zay?
Aye.
Member Cahill? Aye. Member Childress? Yes. Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Desart? Aye. Member Eckhoff? Member Evans? Aye. Member Galassi? Aye. Member Garcia? Aye. Member Heather? Yes. Member Honig? Aye. Member Krajewski?
Aye.
Member LaPlante? Aye. Member Martinez? Member Ozog? Aye. And Member Schwarzy?
Okay, thank you, Member Tonatori. Economic Development, Member Yu.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For my my report, I just wanted to announce that our Workforce Development Division at WorkNet DuPage will be hosting a webinar on Tuesday, December 2nd at 10 a.m. titled Demystifying Apprenticeships. So registered apprenticeships are considered the gold standard for workforce development models, but there are often misconceptions about how they work and who they are for. This session will feature Danielle Sirota from Aon, who's been a leader in apprenticeship adoption, as well as Danielle Kuglin-Sego from College of DuPage, and Lisa Shavak from WorkNet DuPage. It will be a valuable opportunity for local businesses to learn more about the value of these models and how to get involved. And I encourage fellow board members to contact Lisa if they would like materials for sharing with businesses in their districts or on social media. Local businesses can also visit worknetdupage.org and go to the employer section to sign up for the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Yu. Okay, Environmental and Member Heather.
No
Member
update at
Heather. Thank you, Member Heather.
No update at this time, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Human Services and Member Schwarzy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I want to thank this board for its willingness to consider requests from our local food pantries who saw extra activity earlier this month due to the government shutdown. As you know, the full SNAP benefits were delayed for approximately 67,000 SNAP recipients in DuPage County. At our meeting last Wednesday night, we were informed by Member Desart that the shutdown had ended. The very next day, Thursday, November 13th, the Illinois Department of Human Services announced that SNAP recipients in Illinois would receive their full month's benefits by November 20th, thus before this meeting to be able to vote on some certain things. So therefore, the urgency to meet what we thought would be escalating needs at the pantries appears to have abated, at least for now. So I'm proposing that we hold off on providing what we had considered emergency food allocations to the pantries at this time. As many of you know, the bill passed in Congress provides SNAP benefits through September, but it also includes permanent SNAP program cuts that are impacting 360,000 Illinoisans, approximately 30 to 40,000 DuPage County residents. The funding bill that was passed for the upcoming year imposes work requirements for 23,000 unhoused veterans or youth who have aged out of foster care in Illinois. Most people who receive SNAP benefits are currently required to work until they are age 54 to qualify, except for parents with dependents. Now the working age will be raised to 64, and work requirements will be imposed on parents with children younger than 14. So the point is even though SNAP benefits have been continued, less people will be eligible for them. In the conversations that I've had with Human Services Vice Chair Garcia, Chair Conroy, and our Community Service Director, Mary Keating, we are proposing going back to the drawing board and confer with our food pantries and social service agencies to devise a more proactive plan to address a slower growing, emerging need within the community. We also have to be mindful of the increased costs of the medical insurance to residents now that the Affordable Care Act subsidies have expired. The chair, thank you, you created your sustainability initiative to respond to the needs of the community related to those federal budget cuts. So we will be working on a longer range plan based on input from stakeholders on how to address these issues. So stay tuned. more information as we develop it, but the headline for today is we're going to hold off on funding the food pantries for the immediate time being. We will get together after the Thanksgiving holiday and we will devise our plan at that point. So, thank you. I will take a motion to approve HSP 5525, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Leading Age Illinois for annual dues for the DuPage Care Center for the period of January 1st, 26 through December 31, 26 for a contract total amount not to exceed $36,000.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. And Member Ozog.
Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on HSP 5625, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Cimbria Rehab Inc. for Community Wellness Partner for the Wellness Center staffing and management for the outpatient center at the DuPage Care Center for the period of December 1, 25 through November 30, 26 for a contract total not to exceed $66,500.
Leave is granted. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on HSP 5725, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Professional Medical and Surgical Supply to provide examination gloves for the DuPage Care Center for the period January 1, 26 through December 31, 26 for a total contract not to exceed $90,000.
Leave is granted. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. Finally, I move on HSP 5825, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Cimbria Rehab Inc. for physical, occupational, speech, and respiratory therapy consulting services for the DuPage Care Center for the period December 1st, 25 through November 30th, 26 for a contract total not to exceed $700,000.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Schwarzy. Judicial and Public Safety and Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have some good news today. We welcomed our former Chief of Security, Keith Briggs, left some very big shoes to fill, and I want to welcome Jim Gandy. He is our new Chief of Security. Everybody wave hi to him. What a welcome sight you are. And he comes to us. He was the Deputy Chief at Elmhurst Police Department, and thank you so much for being here. And with that, I move on JPSCO-8-25, recommendation for the approval of a change order amending purchase order 6919-1 serve issued to Sentinel Offender Services, LLC to provide alcohol monitoring services and remote breath RB Pro to adult clients to increase the purchase order in the amount of $37,000, resulting in an amended purchase order total amount not to exceed $37,001.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Evans.
Yes.
Member Galassi. Yes. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Yes. Member Honig. Yes. Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante. Aye. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Aye. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Aye. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Cahill. Aye. Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. And Member Eckhoff.
Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPS-CO-9-25, amendment to purchase order 7523-1 serve issued to CDW LLC to increase the contract encumbrance in the amount of $40,000 for a new contract total not to exceed $340,000.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on JPSP-49-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to the DuPage County Health Department to provide a court navigator for court participants in the 18th Judicial Circuit for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $48,000.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-50-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Megan Elsner of LaFada Law LLC to provide professional services as a child protection GAL attorney for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $42,000.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-51-25, Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to William G. Warbeck of the Law Office of William G. Warbeck to provide professional services as a child protection GAL attorney for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026, for a contract total amount not to exceed $42,000.
Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As I said, I commented during finance meeting today, I think this must be a wonderful person, a wonderful lawyer, but there were just some questionable ethics in my mind since this person was just approved 2 weeks ago as the Investigator General. So we also have many other qualified lawyers in DuPage County, so I will be voting no on the next two items. So I'd like to ask for a roll call, please.
Roll call, please.
Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
No.
Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
No.
Member Cahill. Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans.
Aye.
And Member Galassi.
Okay, 14 yes, 3 no, 1 absent. Excuse me, motion passes. Member Epp.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-52-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to William G. Warbeck of the Law Office of William G. Warbeck to provide professional services as a conflict attorney in the Sexually Violent Person Act or Sexually Dangerous Person Act for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $48,000.
Okay, leave is granted. Anybody who wants a roll call? Okay, let's do a roll call. Roll call, please.
Member Evans.
Aye.
Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
No.
Member LaPlante.
Yes.
Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
No.
Member Cahill. Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. And Member Eckhoff.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-53-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to the DuPage County Health Department to provide mental health case management services for probation and court services for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $208,000.
Roll call, please. Been moved and seconded.
Member Evans.
Aye.
Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Cahill. Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. And Member Eckhoff.
Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-54-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Strikers, Inc. for the purchase of ballistic and stab-resistant armor for the deputies for the Sheriff's Office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $400,000.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-55-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to CDW Government LLC for the purchase of IT office equipment and supplies for the Sheriff's Office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $525,000.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-56-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Heartland Business Systems for the purchase of IT office equipment and supplies for the Sheriff's Office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $650,000.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-57-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to American Infrastructure and Tower LLC to provide preventative maintenance for digital radio equipment for the Sheriff's Office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026, for a contract total amount not to exceed $250,676.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-58-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Journal Technologies, Inc. for a case management system and monthly storage costs and upgrades for the Public Defender's Office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount of $270,976.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-59-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Visocom ICT LLC for the purchase of nitrile gloves for the Sheriff's Office for the period of November 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $14,750.
Leave is granted. Oh, go ahead. Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-60-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to New Traditions for transferring bodies to the county morgue for the coroner's office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2029 for a contract total amount not to exceed $480,000.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on JPSP-61-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to NMS Labs for toxicology lab services for the coroner's office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2029 for a contract total amount not to exceed $400,000.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Finally, I move on JPSP-62-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Sutton Ford, Inc. to furnish and deliver one Ford Escape for the Children's Advocacy Center for the period of November 25th, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $33,135.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Evans. Okay, Legislative and Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to give you all some tentative dates for the Legislative Committee, that if you want to put them in your 2026 calendar. January 13th, we will meet to approve the 2026 state agenda. On January 27th, we will meet to approve the 2026 federal agenda. So talking to all board members, all staff, all electeds, if you still have ideas that you'd like to have included in the state or federal agendas, please get them to Evan as soon as you can. And then on January 29th is our legislative breakfast. Evan, I believe it's still at Arrowhead. Is that true? Yes, still at Arrowhead. And you all will receive an invitation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Member Desart. Okay, we are on to Public Works and Vice Chair Childress.
I'd like to move on FMP 5325 on the recommendation for the approval of a contract to Heartland Business Systems LLC to replace and expand existing video surveillance solutions for Verkada Command for the circuit courts of the judicial facility for facilities management for a period of November 25, 2020. 2025 through November 24, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $1,457,141.52 per quote.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Childers.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
And Member Cahill.
Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on FMR 1225 on the recommendation for the approval of an agreement between the County of DuPage, Illinois, and DuPage County Employees Credit Union for a lease of space for the JTK Administrative Building and the ATM operations at the Sheriff's Office for facilities management for a 10-year period of December 1, 2025 through November 30, 2035 for an annual amount not to exceed $1.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Vice Chair Childress. Stormwater and Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few things. Just want to thank the chair and the board members for the additional funds in the 2026 budget to fix the needed repairs at the Elmhurst Quarry, which is our largest stormwater facility. And if you didn't know, today is Stormwater Director Sarah Hunt's birthday, so embarrass her and thank her for
Happy birthday, Sarah. Where is she? Stand up, Sarah. Oh, she's not here? Oh, she knew I would embarrass her. Okay.
Thank you.
Darn it. All right. On to technology and Member Covert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on TE-P-25-25 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to CDW Government, Inc. for the procurement of service and support for the DuPage County Network for Information Technology for the period of December 6, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a total contract amount of $91,045.70.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante. Member Martinez. Member Ozog. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Cahill. And Member Childress.
Okay, thank you, Member Colbert. And now to Transportation and Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to thank Jim McGuire from the Fairgrounds Association for his update today on the fairgrounds. And I want to thank both Jim and our transportation staff for all the collaborative work they've done this past year. As we plan, there will be changes at the fairground, but the benefit will be our future maintenance facility, and they've really been collaborating well together so that the fairgrounds can continue its great work, and we will eventually be building a new maintenance facility that will last the county for the next 70 years. So I appreciate that. Moving on, I move for approval of item 252777, amendment to resolution DTR 3325 between the County of DuPage and Downers Grove Township Road District for the 2025 road maintenance program, correction of project section number from section 132801RS to 132800RS.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay.
Aye.
Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski.
Aye.
Member LaPlante. And Member Martinez.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTP 5125, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to SID Tools Company doing business as MSC Industrial Supply to furnish and deliver maintenance, repair, and operation supplies for the Division of Transportation on an as-needed basis for the period January 1st, 2026 through November 8th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $35,000, contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTP 5225, recommendation for the approval of a contract to HBK Engineering, LLC, to provide professional surveying, underground locating, marking services, and subsurface utility engineering services upon request for various locations for a contract total not to exceed $500,000, professional services, vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with Local Government Professional Services Selection Act. Thank you.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Ozog. Okay, and now we have a discussion item, 252822 PA99-0646, pension obligation projections required by the Local Government Wage Increase Transparency Act. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Okay, we're going to move on to old business.
Oh, thank you.
Member Galassi.
I just wanted to comment on some of the public comments that we got in our inbox about the drones and the saying that we shouldn't support the drones. And I just want to reiterate, I know the drones weren't supported by all the members on the board. I just want to reiterate my support for the drones. I campaigned on public safety, and I believe strongly that when we're dealing with some of the crimes that are still happening in the city of Chicago, which is, 20, 30 miles from some of us. There was a horrible shooting over the weekend. There was a terrible burning on the L. Anything that we can do to make our residents safe, give our sheriff the equipment that they need to keep our community safe, I think that is imperative. I know State's Attorney Bob Berlin does an amazing job doing all that he can, and I believe the same is true for the sheriff. And I just want to say that we have to keep DuPage constituents safe. And if we had had a drone over the Charlie Kirk gathering where he was assassinated, that could have easily been prevented. Same thing with the President Trump assassination attempt. Drones can save lives, and we need to give our sheriff the right equipment to protect our community. So I just wanted to comment on that because we did get a number of public comments saying that we shouldn't support the drones, and I just think that that would be a huge, I know we already passed this, but I just want to continue to reiterate why those are so important. Thank you.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I did want to piggyback on what Member Galassi said. Thank you for supporting the drones for everybody who did vote for it. And I do want to make a delineation between ICE using drones to enforce immigration versus the sheriff's office. That was a bridge too far. That there was no connection there. There was no truth to any of that conspiracy theory, in my opinion, that our sheriff was going to use these drones for immigration enforcement. There are laws against that. So I feel like there is a lot of misinformation out there. So everything that we need to know about drones has been included. It's law through the Just Act, the Trust Act, and we have a drone policy, and we have a sheriff who has to follow the law. So if he doesn't follow the law, that's different. But I do support these efforts, and I think it will be tremendous for all of our big community events like the President's Cup. So thank you for everyone who supported that.
Member Honig.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Kind of to go off that a little bit, I think, at the end of the day, we all got a lot of questions about the drones, whether they were phone calls, they were emails, they were texts, what have you. But I think, me and Member Yu made it clear that there were a lot of questions, and so we wanted to follow up with Chief Bilodeau and Under Sheriff Moore. And after that, I'm going to reiterate, we got those questions answered. We had some things added to the drone policy that we felt very comfortable with, and we were happy to support the drone. Again, I don't think that asking questions and responding to questions is conspiracy. I think it is in our favor. It is doing our due diligence as our board. That is our job, is to answer the questions that our constituents have. And it would just not be doing our job if we were to rubber stamp every single thing that anyone had a question about. And I very much stated, and Member Yu stated, that we do, as long as these things that we felt comfortable with, we would vote for the drone, and we did. And so I again want to reiterate that I think this drone will be used for a lot of great purposes, President's Cup, tragedies, rapid responses, and I did support the drone, and I think the Sheriff's Office, like I clarified last meeting, will use the drone for its actual intended purposes, and just wanted to reiterate that I think that, as we go forward, just asking questions is okay, and I think that is our job, as all of us do. We get questions all the time, so that's all I have. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, anybody in new business? Oh, I'm sorry, Member Ozak.
Especially after reading the public comments this week, I voted against the drone. And while we are talking about the President's Cup, that is not imminent. And I think the timing of this request for the drone was unfortunate, because I think what's happened in the county and in the country over the last 6 months with ICE, with surveillance, et cetera, I think we can all realize from the tone of the public participation that we received online, people are extremely upset, nervous, et cetera. And it's not any one particular group. Many people have been targeted, not just Hispanic members of our community, not just immigrant members. There are many people who are very concerned, and that was my consideration for not voting in favor of this. Maybe the situation will change in the near future, and I certainly hope it does, but in my lifetime, we've never seen anything like this surveillance that's gone on and taking people off the streets like this. And I think that the timing of this was not the best. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, let's move on to new business. Anybody in new business? Member Eckhoff.
Your favorite board member. Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to respond a little bit to what Mr. Schwarzy said regarding the food banks. He and I and Mary Keating have been having an ongoing discussion through emails about food pantries and how much they're used and the need for it. And it's my understanding, and Mary, correct me if I'm wrong on any of the facts I'm trying to remember that you've given me, but pre-COVID, the use of food pantries was about 5% of the population. And post-COVID, it's about 9 to 10%. And we haven't seen it go down yet. Yeah, I also think although there's a residency requirement and an income guidelines to use food pantries, that's basically on the honor system. So my concern was we were going to react in terms of the SNAP benefits being cut off, but now that's not necessary, so we're not going to react to that. But SNAP benefits have been restructured so that less people are going to get SNAP benefits. And now, as a county, we're going to react to that federal system. And it was mentioned, I think, Greg, if you said this, 23,000 there's new work requirements, and 23,000 people who are required to meet those work requirements are homeless. So I just wanted the backup information on that. And I'd like any stats or articles that Mary or you still have regarding whether or not the use of food pantries is going up or down. And I would like there to be some consideration. I've brought this up before, but we're using DuPage County tax dollars to fund a lot of these. And I would like there to be some way to make sure that we're benefiting and helping DuPage County residents. And I don't know if we can do that with a more strict residency requirement or some income requirement, but I'm trying to get a handle on why it went from 5% to 10% and isn't coming back down. So those are taxpayer dollars we're dealing with. I know everybody's got their heart in the right place and they want to help people, but I think we've got a little bit of a responsibility of taxpayers too, and I'd like that information along with the work requirement and homeless people. Thank you.
Okay, something to unfortunately is that as the SNAP benefit criteria changes, those folks were not using the food banks. So sadly, we will see many of those folks who are going to need food assistance. And so we will step up for that. Member Schwarzy.
You know, the number that I gave, around 30 to 40,000 DuPage County residents that will be affected by the registration changes, that number is based on the 360,000 Illinoisans. I took somewhere around 9 to 10% of that. So, but we can get you some exact numbers for sure. What's out there? That's all. Thank you.
Large print, please. Anyone else? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Member Covert. Thank you so much for that. Yes, while we have dealt with some heavy stuff, again, I want to reiterate what our pastor said earlier. Look for what we should be grateful for. While we don't always agree, and sometimes we really have a tough time, we need to respect each other as we do and continue the great work of this board. I'm very proud of each and every one of you and the work that we have managed to do. So happy Thanksgiving. I'm informed, sadly, we do not have anything requiring us to enter into executive session. So I'll take a motion to adjourn this meeting. All in favor? This meeting is adjourned till Tuesday, December 9th, 2025 at 10 a.m.